Susie.
Hello.
Our latest national survey found that 93% of respondents felt communication barriers prevented meaningful interaction with their relatives living with dementia. I'd love to hear your experience on this.
Well, I use humour with my mum. That's the best way of communicating with her. And if you make her laugh, she usually takes things in.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Joe, have you got any experience of using humour as a way of communicating?
I wonder, have you and your mum always had that humorous relationship?
Yeah, she's always been quite cheeky.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're almost using her abilities to remain connected.
Yes, definitely, because that's her personality.
Yeah.
And even though she's sort of lost her sense of humour in one way, if you bring her back to that reference, it improves the communication.
That's fantastic.
I noticed a lot of behavioural changes before she was diagnosed, and I found that very difficult because the GPs weren't listening to what I was trying to tell them. Because Mum had a really bad fall, Mum had a really bad bruise on her head, and I then noticed months after that her behaviour was changing, and then they found that on an MRI that she'd had 2 bleeds on the brain. So and that's what's caused her dementia.
And so it's the vascular dementia.
Yeah, it's the vascular dementia.
So she's, and that's not uncommon, that it's almost accidentally found because somebody starts behaving differently. What sorts of behavioural changes did you notice?
It was just small things. We were getting married in the year that she was diagnosed, and she'd gone to listen to my friend who was doing a solo at our wedding, who was doing her first sort of rehearsal in church, and Mum was quite rude to her. That is not my mum's personality at all, because she didn't think she was good enough, and she told her. So she's lost her filter.
Yeah.
Really lost her filter.
Damage to the frontal lobe, which you've said,
Yeah.
blade, that's absolutely typical.
Yeah. Like I said to her the other day, God, Mum, my hair looks a mess today. And she said, it always looks a mess. I said, Mum? She said, oh, well, I'm only joking.
But it is, that's pretty indicative that there's some damage here. That bit that helps us to filter, the discretion bit, is damaged.
Didn't know what to do, didn't know how to quieten her down. She'd be in a furious mood, and me not knowing what the hell to do with her.
Probably because she was feeling angry and not being able to make sense.
She couldn't budge, I mean, I realise now, I didn't realise then, but I realise now that part of that was because, she couldn't make sense of
a world that doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah. One of the carers said, he always said to residents' relatives, because they got distressed, because Joan hasn't been a swearer.
No.
But some people, as you will know, start
When this bit
using
of your brain
terrible,
starts
terrible,
becoming damaged,
horrible
that's
language
right.
and all the rest of it, and they
That's
get very
right.
distressed. And he used to say to them, it's not Janet that's talking to you, it's the illness.
That's right.
And I thought that was very pertinent.
It is, because the
is.
changes in the brain
It's 2 people.
are because of a disease, and they're affecting the way that Joan is coping.
All the bit that upsets you isn't her or him, it's the illness talking.
It is.
And I think I got to grips with that after a while. It still upsets you from time to time, but a lot of the time you have to live with it, so you carry on.
And you find ways of just being.
Yeah.